Hi there everybody, so today we're looking at two-way tables. Alright, so two-way tables show the relationship between two variables, and then from there obviously you can get some information. So one category goes on the top and then one down the side. So this particular one talks about gender and eye colour. Alright, so from there you should be able to answer some information on it. So how many males have green eyes? So we're literally looking at male, how many green, and the answer of course is 9. Alright, those particular ones. How many females are there in total? Well, what we don't have is totals column, so we probably need a totals column added onto here, but it's going to be 14 plus 4 plus 21 in total, so it's going to be those three, which is going to give me 39. So sometimes, and actually you tend to you have a total column at the end and probably have a total column at the bottom, which is missing this particular case. But how many people have brown eyes? Well, this is the two brown eyes, aren't they? So it's going to be 40, so add these two together. And then how many people are there all together? Well, that's all the 6 boxes. So like I said, there's normally some totals columns at the bottom, the totals column, and actually it would be the one that appears here. But literally just had the whole lot together, which is going to give you 80 in the total. Okay, so that's the two-way table. So if you have to complete a two-way table, then the chances are there's missing pieces of information that you should be then either worded or otherwise trying to kind of fill in. All right, so you're going to do it in stages. All right, so first things first, we've got a total of 50, and like I said on the previous one, this is normal to have totals in these columns, which they didn't have in the previous one. So, but obviously this total matters because it's going to help me fill in the other bits and pieces. All right. So we can start with the 50. Well, these two must add up to 50, and then these three must add up to 50. So I should be able to get these two columns relatively easily. All right. So let's have a look. So the male total over here, this one over here. So it's going to be 22. All right, so 50 take away 28, so that's going to go in there. So that's the first one they've gone for. All right, the rugby total, that means this one over here, again, because of this line. So that plus that also equals to 50. So 50 take away 23 take away 18, it's going to give you 9. So that's that one. So that's where I would have gone. And then from there, he's trying to figure out what other rows and columns are going to fill in. Well, I would probably go for this one next because I know that's 4. All right, so male rugby, so that is that one. So 9 take away 4 is going to give you 5. So that's that one. And then I've got a choice now, and I have to go for this one or this one because I can get this column or this row. So which one are going to go? So female tennis, so I'll go for this one. So that's going to be 10, isn't it? Because 18 take away is going to give me 10. And then of course we're now looking at these two columns, so probably male football first. So 22 take away these two is going to give you that one. It'll give me 9. And then I can either go 28 take away these two or 23 take away 9 for this one. All right, so it's going to 28 take away these two. It's going to give you that one, and of course you can double check because those two need together to give you that. All right, so that's obviously a double check on it. So that is you completed it. All right, so two tables. Obviously you've got interpreting, which we did in the first part of the lesson, of course, then filling it in. But ultimately from there, what you might get is the idea of then looking at probabilities from two-way tables. So taking a two-way table and then basically asking questions in terms of probabilities. What's the chances of getting somebody from that population using that kind of data? All right. So question here is, what is the person picked at random is female? Well, there's 50 people in total, and there are 28 females. All right. So picking someone at random is going to be 28 out of 50. All right. 20 out of 50. All right. You can simplify it if you wish, but of course it's probability, so you don't necessarily need to. So 28 out of 50 or 14 out of 25. So a person picked at random prefers tennis. Right, so again out of 50, because it's not specifically telling anyone, and of course there are 18 of them, so it's going to be 18 out of 50, which of course simplifies to 9 over 25. All right, so 18 out of 50 or 9 over 25. A male picked at random, so this is slightly different because it's not just a person, so no longer out of 50, we're out of the men. So out of the men, so out of 22, they prefer rugby, so it's going to be 5. So 5 out of 22. All right, so that kind of slight terminology or wording difference, the fact that I am picking a male, all right, so that changes the dynamic in terms of probability. It's no longer out of 50, it's specifically out of the 22, so 5 out of 22. And then finally, a female picked at random prefers football. All right, so out of the females, there are 28. She prefers football, which is going to be 14, so it's going to be 14 out of 28, which is going to be a half. Okay, So there we go. So that's probabilities from a two-way table. So obviously you need to know how to kind of put together a two-way table, and then from doing that, potentially, obviously they might ask you questions in terms of probability. All right, so this is a little bit of probability and a little bit of two-way tables all kind of rolled in. All right, but obviously if you want some practice on that, get yourself to maths-school.co.uk. Link is at the bottom of the page for you to do some additional practice. Thanks for listening.